True happiness can only be found within ourselves, and freedom is the only goal that truly matters in life. We achieve this freedom by letting go of what is beyond our control. If you wish to be invincible, focus solely on the things over which you have genuine control. Your happiness depends on 3 factors, all within your power. Your will. Your authentic happiness is always independent of external conditions. It is essential to practice indifference toward external circumstances, as your happiness resides internally. Stop aspiring to be anything other than the best version of yourself, as that is within your control. You have 2 main options. You can strive to develop your reason and remain true to the truth, or you can lose yourself in superficialities. The choice is entirely yours. You can apply your abilities to inner work or be deceived by appearances, becoming wise or following the common and mediocre paths. Clearly understand what is within your control and what is not, as happiness and freedom begin with this distinction. Some things are within our control, while others are not. Only after accepting this fundamental rule and learning to discern between what we can and cannot control do inner tranquility and outer peace become possible. Focus only on what you can control and keep your attention fully directed to what truly matters to you. Remember that what belongs to others is their problem, not yours. By acting this way, you will be immune to coercion, and no one will be able to suppress you. With this knowledge and focus, you will not be forced to do anything against your will, and others will not be able to harm you. You will avoid conflicts and damage, and when something happens, the only thing under your control will be your attitude toward the event. Your choices will be between acceptance or resentment. What truly scares and discourages us is not the external events themselves, but how we interpret them. It is not the things that disturb us, but the way we perceive them. Often we let ourselves be overwhelmed by impulsive reactions and hasty interpretations. People and things are not as we wish them to be, nor as they appear to be. It is not the events that hurt us, but our view of them. Things themselves do not harm us or create obstacles, and neither do other people. The problem lies in how we perceive them. It is our attitudes and reactions that cause us problems. We cannot choose the external circumstances of our lives, but we can always choose how we react to them. When we face setbacks, disturbances, or disappointments, we small-minded people tend to blame others for their own suffering. Common people usually blame themselves. However, those who dedicate themselves to living wisely realize that the act of blaming, whether others or themselves, is useless and foolish, bringing no real benefit. No one can truly hurt you. If someone irritates you, the only thing provoking that irritation is your own reaction. Therefore, when it seems like someone is trying to provoke you, remember that it is your interpretation of the incident that is causing that feeling. Don't let your emotions be triggered by mere appearances and avoid reacting immediately. Step back from the situation, seek a broader perspective, and regain clarity of thought. Living wisely means dedicating yourself to reason. Learning to think clearly is not something that happens by chance. It requires training. It is through this clarity that we can direct our will correctly, stay true to our true purposes, understand our relationships with others, and the duties those relationships imply. Use each difficulty that life presents as an opportunity to turn inward, discovering and harnessing your internal resources, often hidden or unknown. The trials we face have the potential to reveal our true strengths. A serene life is the clearest sign of a higher existence, and this serenity, along with moral progress, results from liberation from inner turmoil. If you stop being impatient with every adversity, you will see that it is preferable to face hardships with tranquility rather than live in abundance, tormented by worries, fears, mistrust, and uncontrolled desires. Start a program of self-mastery. Your will is always under your control. Spiritual progress requires us to focus on what is essential, abandoning trivial pursuits that do not deserve our attention. Moreover, it is even healthy to be seen as foolish or naive concerning things that are not our concern. Do not worry about the opinions of others. They are often deceived by appearances. Stand firm in your purposes, for this will strengthen your will and bring coherence to your life. Remember that you are in search of a higher path. Do not seek to be seen by others as someone sophisticated, incomparable, or wise. In fact, be wary if you start to be perceived that way, as it may lead to a false sense of superiority. The pursuit of wisdom attracts criticism, and those who seek to live according to spiritual principles must be prepared to face ridicule and condemnation. Never depend on the admiration of others. True merit does not lie in external sources, and what others think of you is not what truly matters. Our main goal is self-mastery and spiritual progress. Evil is not something natural in the world, in events, or in people. It arises as a byproduct of negligence, laziness, and distraction. When we lose sight of our true goal in life, evil creeps in. However, by remembering that our purpose is personal improvement, we return to it, keeping evil at bay. And this is how happiness is achieved. Spiritual progress is achieved by facing death and calamities head-on, without turning away from the pains of life. By contemplating and confronting the realities of death, illness, loss, adapt your desires to reality, whether it seems good or bad. Life and nature are governed by immutable laws, and the sooner we accept this fact, the more peaceful we will be. We are controlled by what we pursue or avoid. If you seek freedom, then do not desire anything that depends on others, for otherwise, you will always be a helpless slave. Understanding true freedom, freedom is not the right to do what you want, but rather the understanding of the limits of our own power and the natural limits established by divine providence. By accepting these limits and working with them rather than fighting against them, we become truly free. However, if we succumb to our desires for things beyond our control, freedom will be lost. Desires and aversions, though powerful, are merely habits, and we can train ourselves to adopt better habits. Play well the role assigned to you in life. We are like actors in a play. Divine will has assigned us a role without consulting us. Some will play short roles, others long ones. We may be called to live as poor individuals, the disabled, eminent celebrities, political leaders, or ordinary citizens. Even though we cannot control the type of role we are given, it is up to us to perform it as best as we can, without complaint. Wherever you are, and whatever the circumstances, always strive for an impeccable performance. Remember that divine will is intelligent and fundamentally good. Life is not a series of random and meaningless events. It is an ordered and refined whole that follows comprehensible laws. Divine will directs the universe with justice and goodness. Although this may not always be apparent at first glance, strengthen your determination to trust in divine justice, goodness, and order. Confirm the existence of a divine intelligence guiding the universe, and make it your ultimate goal to align your life with the will of this divine order. When we adapt our intentions and actions to the divine order, we do not feel persecuted. On the contrary, we feel full of strength. Determination and security, as well as faithfulness, should not be confused with blind belief. They consist of consistently practicing the principle of distancing yourself from things that are not under your control, and allowing them to follow their natural course. Stop trying to anticipate or control events. Instead, accept them with goodwill and intelligence. Faithfulness is the antidote to bitterness and perplexity, as it gives us the conviction that we are prepared to face whatever the divine order has in store for us. Your goal should be to see the world as an integrated whole, to direct your entire existence toward the supreme good, and to align your will with that of nature. The improvement of your personal talents begins with honesty with yourself. Seek first to know who you are and what you are capable of. Just as great things are not created instantly, it also takes time to perfect our talents and attitudes. We are always learning, always growing, and it is by facing challenges that we progress to the next level of intellectual, physical, or moral development. Yet, do not be mistaken. Within the divine order, each of us has a special calling. Listen to yours and follow it faithfully. Cherish the present moment with all care and attention. Dedicate yourself fully to the particulars of this instant, whether it is the person you are interacting with, the challenge you are facing, or the task you are performing. Abandon evasions and stop creating unnecessary difficulties for yourself. It is time to live fully, to completely inhabit the situation in which you find yourself. Do not be merely a disinterested spectator. Participate actively, respect your partnership with Providence, and ask yourself often, pay attention to the answer and take action. Even when you are alone, with the doors closed and the room dark, the will of nature is within you, just as your natural character is. Reflect on your ideas and follow the guidance that arises from your reflection. Regarding the art of living, the material is your own life, and great achievements do not happen overnight. They require time and dedication. Give your best and maintain goodness in your actions. Clearly define the person you wish to become. What kind of person do you aspire to be? What are your ideals? And who are the people you admire? What are the special characteristics of those individuals that you also wish to develop? It's time to stop being vague and imprecise. If you want to be someone extraordinary and attain wisdom, you must precisely identify the type of person you want to be. If you keep a journal, write down what you are trying to become, so you can revisit this self-definition and accurately describe the behavior you wish to adopt, so that you can maintain it not only when you are alone, but also in the presence of others. Now is the time to start living according to your ideals. Take seriously the question of aligning your life with the principles you value. Once you have decided which spiritual principles you want to follow strictly, submit yourself to them as if they were unbreakable laws, as if it were truly a mistake to ignore them. The longer you postpone the decision to become who you truly want to be, the further away you will drift from realizing your best potential. The noblest side of your character cannot wait indefinitely. It is time to put your principles into practice now. Stop making excuses and delaying your goals. You are no longer a child. The sooner you dedicate yourself to your spiritual program, the happier and more fulfilled you will be. The longer you delay, the more vulnerable you will become to mediocrity, and you will feel shame and regret for not doing what you know you are capable of doing better. From this moment on, commit to not disappointing yourself any longer. Disconnect from the rest of the crowd and decide to be an extraordinary person. Do whatever it takes to achieve that now. If you found value in today's insights from Epictetus and want to deepen your understanding of Stoicism, make sure to subscribe to Extreme Stoic for more thought-provoking content. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update, and join our community as we explore the art of living wisely together. Remember, the journey to a more resilient and fulfilling life starts here. Stay with God and in peace. See you next time, my friends.